Okay.
Let's get this show
We're
started. Good morning. Happy Sunday. We are underway today. Going to start off at the back part of our mats. As we come there, I'd like you to put your heels into the corners of the mat and turn your toes in to face the center line of it. Let's bring some straightness to the legs. And as we begin to hollow out our belly, I'd like you to imagine you're kind of pulling each vertebrae of the spine upward toward the sky. Let's draw the shoulders up. And let's turn the palms backwards. I'm going to rotate internally. So I'm going to draw the shoulders forward. And then with a combination of moves, I'd like you to straighten the arms, spiral open the palms, and draw the thumbs all the way back to create a nice opening through the chest. As you take a deep inhale, I'd like you to sweep the hands up to the sky, separate the fingers widely, and use them to pull everything off the earth as you fill the lungs with air. And as you exhale, relax the arms. That's kind of like a morning stretch. We're going to walk through that again. Slight bend in the elbow, rotate internally, and then extend the arms straight, open the palms, and then when the thumbs hit the back position, pull them back, take a big breath, sweep hands to the sky, and use the fingers to pull everything upwards. And as you exhale, let the arms fall. And let's walk through this just one more time. Rotate it internally. Extend the arms straight. Spiral open. Draw back. Inhale. Sweep. Powerful exhale. Fold it all the way down. Inhale. Extend to a flat back. Exhale. Lower. Inhale. Extend. Exhale, lower. Inhale, extend, hold the back in extension, drift the hips backwards and give you as much weight bearing to the heels as you can. Walk your hands forward as you draw back with the hips, straighten out through the legs as best you can. As you release your breath this time, let the upper body fold down. Keeping the feet in their present orientation, let's take the heels and try to spiral them away from the body. As you inhale, extend to a flat back, hold the back in extension, walk the fingers forward as you drift the hips backwards. Keep those heels spiraling out from the center line. Powerful exhale, hold it all down. Now, changing the orientation of engagement here. I'd like you to try to pull the legs together. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Keep all of that prior engagement on as you walk hands forward and drift hips back. And as you release the breath, let everything relax, step your toes straight forward. Once again, inhale, extend to a flat back. With the back in tabletop, I'd like you to bend for the knees and lower the hips, and then oscillate up and down. As you descend, see if you can get a little more depth. Now, as we hold down, I'd like you to take your toes and step them off away from the center line and see if you can get a little deeper into this squat. And then push all the way up to the sky, snap the knees back, keep that nice extension in the legs as you walk your fingers forward, drift those hips backwards. Enjoy that nice lengthening from the medial and posterior muscles of the leg. And then once again, we're going to lower down the hips. Let the knees push forward. See if you can get a little extension in the back. And then push the hips back to the sky, snapping the knees back, drawing back the hips as your fingers do the walking. Extend to a flat back this time. Give me a pronounced back extension. Give me your best effort. And then as you release your next breath, relax everything, lower the hips. Now step your hands back in towards the feet and rotate the fingers so they're aiming backwards. We're going to use this for a little support. Now see if you can lower the hips a little deeper to enjoy a nice, what may feel slightly painful, but no, pretty good stretch nonetheless. Now push the hips back up, step the toes straight forward, inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, draw the hips back, walk the hands forward. Give me a nice proud chest as you inhale. Keep the chest proud as you sweep and unhinge, sweep the arms, unhinging the hips. and reach for the sky. Beautiful. As you exhale, bring hands over heart. Let's take this feet and step them to the center part of the mat. We're going to keep our heels now. Sorry. We're going to step the toes into the center line and keep a spiral of the heels all the way out. Now, as we push the hands outward, we're going to begin some rotation here. Very important. We keep that external effort to push the heels away from the center line, and we're going to simply rotate the upper body. Now, as we do this, I want you to make sure you're not kind of getting into this with the hips. I want you to kind of lock them in with the heels all the way down and continue to rotate center and right, center and right, center and right. Yeah.
I thought we were going both ways.
We are going to go both ways. And then let's go center left, center left. Very important that we keep that external rotation in the heels. Oh, kind of making some tissue, some muscle tissue more connected here in this movement. Now come back center and full scope. All the way right, all the way left, and continue on that motion for a few repetitions. And then come back center, stand tall, shake out the arms, keep the legs straight and engaged. Now we're going to basically make a little bit of a different aspect here. I'd like you to pull the legs together, keep that pull together, extend the arms out, keep the spine long, and we're going to begin the same exercise. Just making the rotation. Again, making sure we're translating with the hips. This is an upper body spinal rotation of sorts. Switch to the opposite side.
You go so fast.
Fast or slow, it's all good. You can go slower speed than what I'm doing right now, and then make it all the way across. Very important, keep that pull of the legs. Left, right, hips locked in, legs nice and strong, working hard to pull together, and come standing straight up. Keep the feet in the same spot. Take a deep breath, enjoy life for a second, and here we go again. Now, once again, we're going to come to a starting point. We're going to change some of the aspect of the work. I'd like you to spiral the heels out, lock the knees back, chop through the hips, lean forward, spine long, and take your right hand and reach it across the left side of the body, bring it back, and do the same thing with the left hand to the right, and switch from side to side. Very important here too is making sure we're not translating side to side or rotating with the hips. Just practicing spinal rotation. You can bring your shoulders in, take them across the midline of the body if you want to get a deeper reach. But make sure you keep those hips and heels locked in, almost like your favorite dance move. Here we go. One more time, coming back up. And like we did earlier, we're going to change the orientation of pull. As we pull together the legs, we come back to this exercise. Left side, right side, and we continue side to side, add a little bit of depth, keep the hips locked in, shoulder rotating and reaching, all good stuff. Couple more repetitions, and then we're going to come right back up, shake it all out. If you feel that low back, kind of like, oh, got a good workout there, you got the exercise, great job. Sweep the arms to the sky, inhale, exhale, fold all the way down, step it back to plank. Now, in plank here, I'd like you to bring your hands slightly forward of the shoulders and then lower the knees. Draw the hips backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, nice stretch, right? Child's pose. I'm keeping forearms up off the mat and walking the fingers forward, but keeping the palms connected with the mat. I'm going to drift back up. So I started my same spot I started with, shoulders slightly back of the hands, nice and long through the spine, and I'm going to let the arms kind of lock in a little bit with the rotation of my elbows into the center line, and allow my chest to kind of drop in between the arms. Now, as I hold this, I like you to drift backwards slightly so that the hips kind of align over the knees. So we have a trapezoidal type of prospect or aspect here. I'd like you to push the palms into the earth as you proud out the chest. And now I'd like you to try to take your tailbone and roll it up to the sky. And then we're going to engage the six-pack muscle and start to pull the pubis in towards the spinal column. It's rotating internally. Keep that internal rotation active. Draw the hips backwards towards the heels. Keep those arms nice and long and enjoy the aspect of that great stretch that's going on. On your next breath, relax everything. Step it into all fours, but step your hands and your knees, and your feet for that matter, out to the edges of the mat. We're going to allow some proud chest thing to happen right now, but we're also going to draw the neck long and pull the back of the head to the sky. As we spiral internally, our elbows, I'd like you to lower the chest down in between the arms and then push up and down. Now, hold it down, keep the chest proud, keep the tailbone pulling to the sky as the back of the head also does the same thing. Very important, proud chest. Now, while we have all of that posterior activation, I'd like you to try to pull your belly up and in towards your spinal column. Give me your best effort, hollowing out if you will. And then hold the hollow and let the spine flex, let the head drift lower. Let the arms push the whole torso higher to the sky as we work to arch the back. Enjoy that nice pull as we now drift backwards with the hips towards the heels. Find the spot where you kind of get like, oh, maximal pull, and just enjoy that for 1 second. And as you inhale, push forward, proud through the chest. Lower the torso in between the arms as you spiral the elbows towards the center line. Rotate the tailbone towards the sky, pull the back of the head towards the sky, and now it's belly time. Pull it up and in. And keep it pulling up and in as we get flexion through the spine. Let the head descend towards the earth. Pull that pubis up and in towards the spine as you drift the hips backwards. And float it forwards. And come back to that nice extension, proud chest, tailbone, head flipping kind of thing. Hollow out the belly, and this time we're going to keep the belly hollowed out and then raise up off the knees, float forward and backward, side to side. And then hold and pull the hips up and back to down dog. Drive the heels to the earth as you walk your hands back towards your feet. Find the balance in the feet, front to back. Find it from side to side as you inhale, extend to a flat back. As you keep the back in extension, step your feet out to the edges, past the edges of the mat. Keeping the back in extension, bend both knees and lower the butt. Now we're going to hold in this deep squat position as we reach the right hand forward and return it and alternate from side to side. Now, as we stay in this position, we're enjoying a couple of benefits here. The strength that we're building, working isometrically, the muscles through those hips of ours, and also the lengthening of some of the tissue that's involved with sedentary behavior. All right, now hold down, push the hips back up to the sky, let the upper body fold down. Take a chill pill, relax for a couple breaths. And then as you inhale, extend, and then come back down into position. Now, alternate right and left, slowly up and down. As you do so now, proud out your chest without compressing through the neck. Now, right hand reaches forward, hold. Left hand reaches forward, hold. Now push all the way up to standing and enjoy a nice length to the sky. Big breath in, powerful exhale. Step your feet back on your mat. I'm going to grab some water. Say good morning to everybody. Again. Hello. Good stuff. A lot of good hip strengthening exercises there. Something you can do at home when I'm not around, stuff like that. All right, now to re-engage here, we're going to come to the back parts of our mats. With our heels kind of on the edge of the mat, you're going to turn the toes out to the side and enjoy a nice straight leg. Take the ball of each big toe, push it into the mat. As we create that effort, I like you to keep the ball pushing in. I'm going to complement that by trying to pull the heels together. So we have pressure under the ball of the big toe and activation in those inner thigh muscles as we pull together the legs. I'm going to bring the hands out onto the hips. Baby fingers are in, thumbs are out, elbows squeeze together as we grow tall the body, relax through the neck. I can feel myself doing this, and I imagine some other males will be experiencing that. Just keep it relaxed as we pull back with the elbows, squeeze them together, keep the chest nice and proud. And then as you inhale, row everything to the sky. Keep those legs actively working. Keep the ball of each big toe actively pushing into the mat as you serve out the hands. You notice that the pressure may drop in the ball. I'm going to draw the hips back and lean in. Pull with the arms forward. Elbows are straight. Now we're going to flip the thumbs inwardly, all the way down, holding on this. As you inhale, raise the arms, stand tall. Big breath in. Powerful exhales as you step the feet straight forward. Take it down to the mat.
Yay.
Yay!
Stretch time?
It's nap time. Nap and water time. Everyone's favorite exercise, sitting on my ass. All right. What we're going to do is bring our hips back, our sit bones. Very important that we find some effort to kind of get us pelvically stable. And that's where,
Take yourself back. So you're gonna stand by.
oh, I want to be on camera?
Yeah.
I'm a star? All right, so we want to try to find this nice positional aspect of good posture stability. And I mean postural stability, meaning an origination through the hips. So a lot of times when we sit, we are all in an exaggerated position, a lot of inward rotation. I'd like you to try it right from here. Try to roll the hips forward. That'll get us onto what's called the ischium or sit bone. With that now, I'd like you to try to grow the spinal column, just like there's an imaginary string pulling it all the way up through the spinal column, through the top of the head. And we're going to just take our arms down beside. And this is a typical stack pose, right? We have this nice long engagement. You'll notice that your hip flexors may be working hard now, which is fine. You're going to give them a little bit of strength, and then we're also going to give them a little bit of length. So as we hold on this for another couple breaths, I'd like you to bring your feet into flexion and give that nice little activation through those muscles, and then point the toes forward, flex it back. Don't worry about those hip flexors if they're starting to burn. It's okay. We're going to work those and lengthen them in 1 second. Couple more extensions and flexions with the feet. Hold them in the flex position, Pilates style. Take it down. Carve it out. Imprint one at a time, all the way down. And then Pilates style back up. Let's use the arms to help with some of the muscle effort. Peeling vertebrae by vertebrae. Diving it down, extending it all the way out. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, flex. Pilates style. Lower it back down. Sweep the arms back, pull long, and link the body nice and long with fingers and toes pulling opposite direction. Opportunity to point the toes and pull with them is there. Use it if you want to. Flex the feet, hands come up over chest. Pilates style, up we come. Let the spine keep in flexion as you dive the arms down between the legs if you can get there. Enjoy that nice flexion through the back. And relaxing that neck, letting the head kind of droop a little bit. As you inhale now, extend to a flat back. Exhale, flex. Pilates style, down we come. Hands and arms reach back, enjoy the length. Toes, points, pull, opposites. Hollow out the belly. Keep the belly hollowing out as we bring the head up, chin drops. Vertebrae by vertebrae, up we come. Keep the spine in flexion as you dive between the feet. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, flex. Bring it back down. Twist.
You sliding?
Slip sliding away. Reach it from both sides. Pull out from the center. Big breath in. And as you exhale this time, step your feet up and into your butt. You're gonna hold your feet, you're gonna hold the left foot as you take the right leg and wrap it over top. Try to make sure the knees are relatively close together, so we haven't got like a big gap in between the legs. We've got a nice connection leg to leg. Using the inside of that left foot as our hinge, I'd like you to take the right leg and pull that left leg towards the earth. Take the left hand, reach it up to the sky. Keep that arm long as you reach it all the way back to enjoy that nice lateral stretch. Now take the arm, sweep it up, and reach up and try to bring that hand of yours up towards the knees and shin, and then sweep it all the way back. Pull long with the arm, and then activate, come back up, sweeping arm long and shoulder pulling towards the right knee as we go all the way back. Use the right leg to pull the left leg closer to the earth. Really reach that left hand backwards. And then one more time, come all the way up. Try to reach, and then relax it back down. Switch up sides. Same setup, opposite side. Come all the way back down. All right, right arm reaches up and back. Pull long and enjoy that nice lengthening. As your right arm sweeps up, sweep it long, come all the way up, try to grab that left leg if you can, and then slowly come all the way back, reach long. Two motions here, right? Left leg pulling right towards the earth, right arm reaching up and coming across and reaching and get that nice length. We are exercising our side body muscles here. You may feel your obliques working to kind of get you up and over, and then lengthening out and enjoying that nice lateral stretch, which may extend down over the hip. It's a big chain of muscle we're working on right now. One more repetition up. And then as we come back down, lengthen it out both ways. Feet and legs extending in the opposite direction of arms and hands. Pull from the middle outwards as you inhale. And as you exhale, relax the upper body. And once again, let's step your feet back in. And we're going to do a little bit of pelvic rocking with a bit of cough, right? Now, rolling onto the tailbone is really our anterior. We're kind of rolling the front part of the pelvic girdle forwards. We come up from the tailbone. And then when we rotate backwards, we can kind of feel the low back skin connecting. And that's a posterior rotation. So we're going to rock forward and backward as we engage some of the smaller muscles and some of the larger muscles that allow this to happen. Now, as we rotate backwards, I'd like you to hold the low back skin nice and active, nice and connected, and then we're going to activate our six-pack muscle. Just like I'm going to drop a cannonball on your belly, I want you to fire it up and give yourself as much protection as possible. While you hold that now, extend the arms directly above your chest. Drop your chin into your chest and reach the arms towards the sky. So it's like a miniature crunch. Now, very important. You're pulling long with the fingers. You're not bending through the elbows. You're reaching high and then slowly imprinting each of those upper vertebrae as you lower back down. Once again, we're going to rock the pelvic girdle onto the tailbone. Rock it back onto the low back skin touch. Drop the bowling ball muscle activations in place. Chin drops into the chest, and we reach high to the sky. And we imprint back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to add a little bit of lengthening to this by taking the legs, extending them out, and reaching the arms all the way back. Pull opposite directions.
Step the feet back in. Bring the arms back over your chest. Rock up onto the tailbone. Rock backwards. Give me the low back. Give me that belly brace. Drop the chin and reach up for the sky. And lower back down. And reach backwards and lengthen by pulling opposites. And then step the feet back in. Rock the pelvic girdle. Don't rock the calf spa, right? Now, low back skin, chin drops, and reach up, up, up. See if you can give you a little bit extra effort, and then relax it down. Stretch it all the way out, the same way we've been doing. And when you're ready, draw your knees up into your chest. Bring your forehead up to meet your knees, and rock and roll all the way up to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I know, it's Sunday. What do you expect? Good jokes? All right, now in our mat with our legs extended wide and our staff-like pose, proud chest, fingers and hands, of course, located inside. We have this nice opportunity for inward rotation, but I'd like you to give me a nice proud chest and keep the chest proud as you walk forward. Keep your spinal column long. And see how far you can get down. It's not a competition of low, it's just for a nice opportunity of engaging and lengthening posterior muscles while we strengthen them. So keeping the chest proud, keeping a nice spinal extension, and decompressing, of course, through all of the vertebrae of the spine and neck. We're not tensing up, we're just enjoying. And then when you're ready, take your knees, the back of them, and try to push them down into the mat. Grab each foot with the hand. As we pull the toes in towards the body, I'd like you to proud of the chest and try to push the back of your knees into the mat as you bring more flexion to the feet by pulling them with your hands. And you should feel a nice pull along the posterior chain. Good stuff. Enjoy it for a couple seconds. This is an adhesion buster. So it helps with these lower posterior muscles, lower muscles of the leg, of course. All right, let's relax that. Step it. So we bring our left leg to a 90-degree bend. We're going to scooch over that left hip to align with the left mat. We're going to take our right leg and we're going to post it. So I have a huge lean and most of the weight's pushed into the left hip. Now, if you have your hip socket and it's feeling miserable, use some cushioning. If you can, try to find the muscle portion of that side of your body. Notice I said muscle. And you want to keep that muscle nice and active. As we take now, we're going to take the heel of that right foot. We're going to push it into the mat. And as we push the heel, I'd like you to grow the spinal column. So we have a lot of weight bearing in either the arm or the hip, and we have that nice push, that nice muscle activation of heel. We're going to take the right arm now, we're going to bring it all the way across so that the forearm kind of makes a knee connection. And we're going to use that arm to help open up the hip, growing the spinal column as we push. We're using some muscle activation for our exterior rotators of the shoulder. So we're helping to strengthen them right now while we gain stretch opportunity through the middle or inside muscles of the hips. And enjoy the nice lengthening. And as you relax that, let's switch up sides. A lot of these smaller muscles of the inner thigh have connectivity and also influence on how our body functions relative to hip flexion and extension. So now we're working to strengthen them and lengthen them. Same setup, opposite side. Going to grow long, and then we're going to take the left arm and going to reach it across, arms straight. You'll notice that I'm not caving in. I'm reaching and growing the spinal column. I'm supporting the weight of the upper body, and I'm on my right side in that muscular portion. As I push the arm, I'm actually trying to pull and open with the shoulder as the arm pushes to get that nice exterior rotated aspect of work for the shoulder. The muscle, of course, since it's not moving, is working isometrically here. So we're going to keep that nice and strong. Proud your chest. Give me that extra little bit of effort.
and then relax everything. Enjoy that anytime you want, included with class today. All right, now we're gonna come down. I'm gonna grab a little bit more water just because I got dry mouth. As we come all the way down onto the mat, I'm gonna scooch back so that I'm in frame and keeping my honey happy. And I'm gonna take my feet and I'm gonna just straighten out my legs and then just let them fall. And you'll notice that a lot of us have the inclination where the feet kind of splay open. So we're gonna bring the heels together with the legs straight. And we're gonna take our heels and our knees and try to pull the back of the knees together. And we're just gonna hold on this for a couple breaths. And then relax, step the legs out wide enough where you can turn the toes in internally, flex the feet, rotate internally, so the legs are straight, flex feet are rotating towards the center line. And then relax that. Keep the feet flexed, let them fall open, and pull the backs of the legs together. Give me a nice little engagement, holding on this for a couple breaths. And then relax that. Step the feet out wider, keep them flexed, rotate the toes internally. And then one more time, bring the legs straight, feet open. Squeeze those chopsticks together, crowd out the chest as you do so, hold for a couple breaths, and then relax that. Step those feet out, rotate them internally as you keep them flexed, keep those legs straight, keep that chest proud, and then relax everything. Pull your knees up and into your chest, bring your forehead up to meet the knees, and then just rock slightly forward and back. We're not coming up. Just kind of massaging out. Now let's go from side to side. Make that region feel happy again, relaxed. All right, now, legs are gonna extend all the way down. We're gonna bring our arms beside the body. This is one of my favorite stretches for helping to strengthen our internal rotators. We're going to step the heels back in ever so slightly, just enough to put a break into the knees. We're once again going to flex the feet, and we're going to take our thighs and feet and turn them in towards each other. So you might get a toe-to-toe connection. Definitely get those thighs active. And it's an obtuse, a very open angle through the knees. So if you got too close, you're not going to benefit from this as much. Now, arms are long. Fingers are cupped, just kind of like you're holding a grapefruit in each hand. Push your fingertips into the mats. And then imagine you have a string on the top of your head, pulling it directly backwards. So your spinal column's nice and long. I like you to try to pull your spinal column. And we practiced this earlier. It's kind of like getting that low back skin in, pelvic rocking. I like you to try to give me as much contact, if any, but more importantly, just the activation of those abdominal muscles. We have those thighs still squeezing together, correct? Nice. Now, if we can, I'd like you to change the orientation of muscle activation by trying to lift your hips up off the mat, and you're going to figure it out, but keep those thighs squeezing as you do so, and then relax down. I'm going to give it a break, shake out the legs, extend the arms above the head. Use the use the toes to pull along the lower body. And then when you're ready, arms descend back to where we just took them from, with fingers over those cupped hands. We draw in the heels ever so slightly. We flex the feet and we keep them flexed as we rotate internally and create an opportunity for our thighs to spend some time together. As we squeeze the thighs, enjoy that nice inner thigh activation. As we keep this now, I'd like you to try to hollow out the belly, like pull actively, get that low back close to the mat as you can. And as you keep that, I'd like you to try to raise your hips up off the earth. Find a way to do it without compromising all of the
things we added in, so don't give up one for the other. It's a combination of stuff. Lower down, point the toes, extend the arms all the way out. We're only doing this exercise twice today. Oh,
Done.
good, we're done, yes. Pilates style, up we come, one vertebrae at a time. Keep the spine in flexion. Extend the arms all the way through and enjoy a nice stretch. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. Sorry, as you inhale, extend up to a staff pose, which isn't a flat back, of course. All right, gonna hold on this for a couple seconds. And then let the spine flex, just let it all hang out. Oh, doesn't that feel, this like is normal, right? But it's a bad normal. Bad posture. Now as you inhale, extend, let's sweep the legs all the way around. I'm going to come up onto all fours. As we find a nice wide base for the hands, wider than shoulder width apart, we're going to keep the legs close together. So as you step the legs together, thighs contacting thigh, I'm going to keep the toes tucked under. Now, spinal flexion. Keep the spine in flexion with toes tucked now. Lift the knees up off the mat. And then lower back down and then raise up. Very important, keep the spine flexed and the thighs squeezing up, down, slowly. Keep the knees down, separate the knees wider than hip width apart. Let the head descend. Bring the flexion back to the spine as you tuck in pelvically. And then exhale, tailbone and back of head, pull to the sky. Keep the chest proud, let it drip down between the arms, but keep those elbows spiraling towards the inner line. And then keep the arms straight as you push the torso up off the earth. Keep the arms straight as you lower the torso down. As it descends in between the arms, we're going to oscillate up and down. Spine is long for this whole thing, but we're going to keep the chest proud. Keep that activation. A couple more rotations or oscillations. And then hold it up. Toes tucked under. Hips pull up. Coming back onto both feet. Heels drive to the earth. As you walk your hands back towards them. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Float the body to give me that weight bearing equal. Keep the back in extension. Snap the knees back. Push the ball of each big toe into the mat. And keep the extension in the back as you sweep the arms out to the side and come all the way up to standing. Hello again, everybody. Relax the arms. Step sideways on the mat. I'm going to get off the mat because that's like a skating rink. And Sean will unexpectedly do the splits and not be able to talk anymore. All right. As we bring the feet nice and wide, we're going to have a slight internal aspect of the toes. So we have a slightly outwardly rotated heel. We're going to straighten both legs. I'm putting hands on hips to start. We're going to just drop. And I'm sorry, when I say drop, I mean extend both sides of the neck. But we're going to sweep from side to side just to get a nice little stretch from the head. And then I'm going to bring it back neutral, chin elevated, hips pulling backward. Now actually come back forward again. Before we go forward, I'd like you to engage your six-pack muscle. Give me some straight, snapped out knees. And we're going to hip hinge by drawing the hips back, but keeping everything in the spinal column long. So we haven't gone into flexion. We're not flipping the tailbone back too much. We have engagement of that six-pack muscle. Now we're going to begin to descend towards a tabletop and your best version of tabletop. And while we're in tabletop, we're going to let the arms drift towards the mat. And if we need to drop down a little bit to get our fingertips on the earth, so be it. Keeping the legs nice and long, drift back with the hips. So we're getting weight to the heel
of the foot. We're maintaining that nice, straight, long leg. Now, try to pull the legs together as you extend the spinal column. Crowd out the chest. So basically 2 components to the exercise. Legs working like chopsticks, pulling together, and proud chest, spine long. And then holding for this little vibrato, always good. Relax the legs, keep the spine long. Take the right hand out to the side of the body, sweep the right shoulder up to the sky, and then slowly lower it down, switch up to the opposite side. Try to avoid the forward drift of the body. You'll know if you're paying attention to the weights in the feet, you should continue to feel more weight in the heel than in the toe box. If it starts to go forward, you go back. Couple more repetitions. Getting close to finishing up the class. This is a great stretch for us. And actually, it's a combo. It's like a twofer. Oh. All right, let's bring it all the way down. Step your palms onto your shins, backs in tabletop. Pull the knees back, pull the hips back, grow the spine long, proud out the chest. Now draw the elbows to the sky, make little fists out of your hands as you pull the elbows to the sky, squeeze them together, and come back up to standing. Nice. And bring hands over heart. Beautiful. Almost done, folks. Yeah. Kirsten's praying for it to be over. Right? Now, sometimes we start class with this. We're going to basically finish class with this. We're going to take palms together as we push palms together. I'd like you to raise the elbows and rotate the fingers in towards the chest. So we have a nice elbow elevation, higher than shoulders if possible. Keep the palms pushing together. Make sure you have a nice flat hand. So you're not like weird out like that, okay? Like I was doing. Don't do what I was doing. Fix it. And then rotate the hands forward. Extend the arms all the way out. Draw the shoulders backwards. Keep the palms pushing together as you draw and bend for the elbow. Drawing in the hands. Fingers are separated widely. And rotation with elevation. Fingers rotating internally, elbows rotating high. Chest is proud. Pull the belly in towards your spinal column and then extend it all the way out. Nice job. Now keep the palms pushing together. Big breath in, sweep to the sky, separate the hands, pull high to the sky, everything. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Hips stretch backwards, legs straighten out. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Pilates style. Come all the way up. Salute to the sun. Drop that right hand to right hip with the left hand. Reach up and across the midline. Push out the left hip. And come back up and center. Switch sides. And back up to center. Relax the arms, shake it all out. And let's bring hands over heart so I can thank you for joining me and us today. Namaste.
Namaste.
Boom.
Okay,
All righty.
there she is.
There's Sue.